Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming to our workshop today. I'm William. I'm one of the co-founders of Curvegrid, and we have a developer platform called MultiBaas that lets you build your app faster. So I'm going to take you through today installing and setting up our sample application, which is a good basis for doing a hackathon project. So can I ask, first of all, has anybody used MultiBaas before? Okay, everybody in the front. Anybody who has not used MultiBaas before? Okay. あと、日本人の方っていらっしゃいますか？で、後で、日本語を喋る人は日本人のスタッフがいるので、ブースに来てください。So, our team is mostly based in Tokyo, which is close to Taipei here. So, we have a lot of developers from the community in Japan here today, which is awesome to see. So I'm going to leave this link up, the QR code for this link up here. This is the application that is good for getting started with MultiBaas. And I hear the Wi-Fi is not spectacular right now. So if you can't connect to it, then come find us and we can walk you through this anytime, or just make a memo and then you can grab it later. So MultiBaas, for those of you who haven't used it before, sits between your application and blockchain node provider and gives you a number of tools that make it easier to build your app and get things done faster and more efficiently. This is kind of what the UI looks like, and the idea is that it's easy enough if you're a beginner, you can just paste your smart contract directly into our UI and upload it and be ready to go. Or if you're an advanced user, you can take advantage of some of the other features to iterate on your application and skip other steps that you might need to otherwise build. So some of the key features include cloud wallets, which allow you to sign and automate transactions using a secure API, secure wallet in the cloud. Transaction management, so you can find out when things have happened. You can get a webhook callback to your application. So say you've minted an NFT and you want to send a user to your email that it's done. You can do that using the webhook. We do event indexing. So as you know, you may need to query event history, and we give you an easy way to access that. We have some plugins such as Hardhat, which I'll show you today, that'll help you deploy and iterate on that smart contract. And then we have SDKs in Go and Typescript. And if you want something besides that, we might not have it ready for the hackathon, but come talk to us and we might be able to add it if you have another language that you prefer to use. So the sample application has two parts. It's got a front-end folder, which is a Next.js application. And it uses the Reown wallet kit to provide the connection for your user to connect the wallet and connect to your application. And then we have a folder called blockchain, which is where we have Hardhat installed and configured to work with MultiBaas. So you can use your normal Hardhat deploy, and then the smart contract will be configured and set up to work within the MultiBaas UI and API suite. So to get this running, you're going to need a MultiBaas deployment. You're going to need to create a Reown project, and then you'll want a notepad to write down the information that you get from those to put into the configuration for the sample application. And feel free to follow along if you've got network access. So console.curvegrid.com is where you go to sign up for the MultiBaas account if you don't have one already. And I do, so I'm just going to go straight over to that. Then from here, you can create a deployment on any of the networks that we support. And there are a handful that we're using during this hackathon, who are also sponsoring the hackathon. So let's call this ETHGlobal Taipei. 1 second. And for network, one of the convenient networks to use is Curvegrid testnet. So we have a built-in Faucet for this account and managed ourselves, and so you can get free tokens to use it. And if you use it with the sample app, you can even skip some of the steps because we'll automatically deposit tokens to your deployer account. But today, since we're working on the hackathon, let's do Celo's Alfajores testnet. And then ignore my secret custom plan here, but you'll go to the free plan, select that, and then click create. Invalid request. Is that a network issue? Let's try this again. Okay, good. So right now it's provisioning our deployment on the Celo Alfajores testnet. And then we'll click into it over here, and you get our dashboard. So now we're going to head over to the admin section and do admin API keys. We're going to create a new API key, and it'll be an administrator one. You can call it whatever you want. We'll call it sample app and create. And so we're going to copy these things down. So here's our API key. Can everybody see this, by the way? Does the monitor, do I need to zoom in a bit? Go, oops, not new. Okay, so, oops. So here's our API key, and then we also need the deployment URL. Okay, great. So now that we've got those two things, we're going to come over to Reown, and you'll sign up here. Again, I've got an account here, so I'll just log in. And then from here, we will create a new project. We call this Taipei as well. We're going to select Wallet Kit and JavaScript. And from here, we get a project ID. So I'm going to copy the project ID here, put it down in our notepad. Okay, so now we have the three pieces of data we need to get the sample app running. So we're going to hop over to our other terminal, and we're going to clone the sample app. So let's just make sure we have the URL here. So this is the sample app, and if you miss anything here, you can always come back and read the README for the instructions to do this. So I'm going to clone this here. My secret power is wired network drop. So we're going to go into MultiBaas sample app. And then we'll run, let's just make sure we got a good NPM version, and then we'll do npm install. So this will download the dependencies, of course, for both the front-end part and the blockchain part. Kindly ignore the deprecated warnings. And then once it's done installing, it will prompt you to provide that information you got to do the configuration. So we'll hop back over here. First, we've got the deployment URL. Okay, so first we'll say continue. That's going to copy over the configuration templates. So we take the deployment URL, then the API key, and then our Reown project ID. So it's going to go and it'll create the other API keys that you need. It's also going to set up your cores configuration, so you can use MultiBaas directly to power your front end. And you're going to need that for the cores to allow it to make the requests. And then we're also going to go ahead here and generate a deployer wallet for you to use. You can replace this with your own one. Don't commit your private key, obviously, into any repos or share it on stage like this if you're going to use it for anything important. But now that we have this address here, we'll copy that and come over to the Alfajores faucet. I'm just going to give it a quick reload in case anything's missing. I'll paste that in here. So that's that 0xOEF and claim some Celo. So we should have some Celo in our account now. And then we're going to, and it explains what you need to do, what you need to do next. So we'll go into the blockchain folder and do npm run deploy voting dev. And what this is going to do, let's take a step back for a second. So in this folder, you have a contracts folder, and then this smart contract, which is done for voting on chain. And so we have a couple of functions, vote, clear vote, etc. So we're going to run the npm run deploy voting dev, and it's going to use that private key we just funded. It's going to compile it, send it to the blockchain, and then also use our MultiBaas API to configure it in the MultiBaas system. So fantastic. We should have the contract there. Let's just take a look over at our deployment. We're done with the API key, so we can close that. And then in contracts, you have two sections here. One is on-chain, and that's the ones that we've deployed. The other is library, so that's ones that you've saved in the system, and then you can deploy it just by referencing the label. So we're going to go to on-chain and see that we now have here the voting contract that we just deployed. The functions are here. You can call them from within the UI or the API, and we can see if there's any events that have occurred. So now that we have that, we'll pop back over here, go to the front end, and do an npm run dev, which is also explained to you in the installation. And so it's running here on 3000. If you run front-end apps, you may find it incrementing to a different port, like 3001 or 3002 if you have other things running. Just make a note that if that happens, you'll have to set up your cores configuration to point to the right port. But now that we have that running on its normal default port, we're going to hop over to localhost and give it a second to launch. And just give it a quick little refresh here. So I have a wallet here that has some Celo on it. And so I'm going to click here and make a vote in our sample app, and it's going to pop up. I will confirm that, and it's going to tabulate that, and now I have one vote on the app. And then so let me go over to the, let's vote, change our vote to a different vote, vote number 2, and confirm that. So now we've got a vote here, and it's showing you the events here. And then we'll also see if we refresh here in MultiBaas, you have the events here. So what can you do with this? Well, this is meant to be a good getting started and scaffold for your project. You could even just use the blockchain part and remove the front end part and build something else from scratch. You could rename the contract and use it for something else. Let's just do a quick iteration here. So if we go back to blockchain, we're going to edit contracts, simple voting. And let's say we want to allow you to do multiple votes. So we decide not to erase your old vote. And then we do another npm what was it? Deploy. Sorry, give me a second here. Deploy voting dev. This is going to recompile, update the new contract. It's going to link it in MultiBaas. And so if we refresh our app, we have a new contract here, so it's reflecting the state of that. And if I vote, I can make a vote here, and then I can vote again, and it's going to keep, hopefully, my last vote. So that's how you will iterate on your smart contract development using MultiBaas and the sample app. So that's the basis of MultiBaas and what we have here. As I mentioned, we support a number of different chains. 4 of the chains that are participating and have prizes in this hackathon are Celo, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Zircuit. And so if you use one of those chains with MultiBaas, you have a chance to win a prize with us. And that's it. So wish you good luck with your project. Any questions? Okay, great. So you can get in touch with us here. Besides the sample app, if you don't want to use those, or if you're looking for other code, check our Getting Started documentation on our website. And come by our booth. We have fuzzy ears to give away. We're sending postcards, physical postcards anywhere in the world if you like. And we're here to support you with your project. So good luck, everybody.